Hey everybody, it's Eric from epautos.com, your libertarian car guy, and I'm going to do a quick walk around here of the 2019 Toyota CHR, which is a subcompact crossover, kinda sorta, that Toyota hopes is going to bust up that segment just a little bit because it's different than your typical subcompact crossover SUV like a Honda HR-V or the Mazda CX. Obviously, you can see the really radical styling, or at least I hope my crappy camera can show you some of the really radical styling, including notice how the rear door glass is about a third the size of the front door glass, and you've got the door pulls up here on top, and you got this contrast color and slopey roofline with all these cool airfoils and all these chop saw angles and punched out sheet metal and concave and convex surfaces, all of which is pretty cool. Then you've got the fact that this thing sits considerably lower to the ground than a lot of the subcompact crossovers out there, and is really more set up to be a handling and sporty car. More kind of like the Hyundai Veloster, in my opinion, except it has 4 doors rather than 3, which makes it both edgy and practical. But there is one thing that's lacking. Actually, there are 2 things. The first is this vehicle does not offer all-wheel drive. It's front-wheel drive only. Probably not that big a deal for those looking for something that's edgy and sporty and don't particularly care that much about how it performs on a snow day. The main deficit, however, is in the power department. There's not a lot going on under the hood of this thing. It's got a 2-liter engine with 144 horsepower paired up with the CVT automatic, and that's it. No optional drivetrain, no manual transmission. So the performance is okay. It takes about 10 seconds to get to 60, which is right there with the Honda HR-V and also the Mazda CX. But it's not noticeably better than either in terms of straight line acceleration or just general punch, which may be a problem for the thing because it is a very aggressive looking vehicle and it's marketed that way. It's kind of disappointing to see this really cool looking vehicle and get in the thing. It has a really Batmobile looking inside, and then when you mash the gas, not a whole lot happens. It reminds me a lot of one of my favorite cars that looks fast but isn't, and that is the 1980-81 Pontiac Turbo Trans Am. That looked like 200 miles an hour standing still, but had trouble going faster than standing still. Interestingly, when I dug into the specs, though, I think I found the main reason why this is less speedy than it probably ought to be. Turns out this thing's pretty heavy. It weighs about 3,300 pounds. And to put that in perspective, that's almost 300 pounds heavier than the all-wheel drive version of the Honda HR-V and also the Mazda CX, and it's even heavier than that versus the Hyundai Veloster. So you gotta wonder, well, I wonder first of all, why is this thing so heavy? I don't see any reason why it should be so heavy. And the second thing is, how much quicker would it be if they could cut 300 pounds or so off the curb weight? If they did that, this thing would probably be at least a second or 2 quicker to 60, maybe even more, and probably get even better gas mileage than it does. But we'll see. Anyway, I'll have more up at epautos.com shortly. Thanks for viewing, and we will catch up with you again soon.